Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're taking a look at Sultai Rakshasa Oculus deck in Thomas format. So last time I played with Rakshasa's Bargain plus of the Beanstalk to abuse the Bargain being a 6-mana CMC, but it wasn't as good as I thought. A lot of the times when you play Beanstalk on turn 2, it is very bad, especially if opponent's holding on to something like a Bowmaster. You do kind of slowly die over time just because you missed that tempo. So you might be asking, like, why are we still playing Rakshasa's Bargain then? Well, the thing is, it does another thing. Instead of just being a 6-mana CMC card of the Beanstalk, but even without it, it can be an excellent card that draws us 2 cards at an instant speed, but it can also fuel our graveyard, which is great for a Burn Oculus and Unearth in the deck. So a lot of the times when I play Oculus, I do play with Reanimate, but the reason why I wanted to play with Unearth this time is because this time around, we're not playing with Belmerk. Because I'm playing with the Rakshasa's Bargain instead of something like a Belmerk, I'm going to be opting for the Unearth instead of Reanimate, since we don't really benefit from having Reanimate over the Unearth, and that's going to save us a lot of life, plus Bargain being an excellent mana sink for the mana drain as well. So hopefully this time around, it's a lot better than the Beanstalk version. So thanks to that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas BO3 to show you guys how the deck does, so let's hop on over. All right. Energy. Seems like it.
Nothing can...
Okay, so it's an Orcish Bowmaster. It's a Bowmaster. Really want to play the Brainstorm, but I can't at the moment. They fetched a Shadowy Backstreet. Okay. Oculus. Oculus. So if I Tameo Brainstorm, I didn't play a land, right? I mean, I can just...
Curious.
You know what?
I must
I'll just cycle.
explore further.
Ooh, a land, you say? A land, you say? Okay, sure. Really? Okay. I'm gonna get a Fatal Push. Could I get another Rakshasa's Bargain or another land? I think we might want to land, right? Because we do want to just cast the Abhorrent Oculus here. Or I could cast it next turn, and then here I just play Bowmaster plus a Mana Drain and Fatal Push. I think that's probably for the better. So I'll play the Bowmaster. Easy peasy. And sure, they can have a Bowmaster as well. Okay, it seems like they have another Bowmaster. I really want to cast the Abhorrent Oculus, but I don't know. They like it's an open mana. It's an open mana, man. Short. Ooh. All right. Let's see what we get. Another Oculus. We probably want to top... Ooh, actually, Spell Pierce is sick here. Okay, so we top an Oculus, which is going to get us an Oculus. And then we leave up a Fatal Push plus a Spell Pierce. Or we can even transform the Abhorrent Oculus. That's insane. They really didn't use... Like, that's crazy to me. I think they do have a removal spell, but they just decided not to use it. To play around the Spell Pierce, maybe. Galvanic Discharge? I mean, that's fine because it's gonna go to the graveyard, which means I can just unearth. I guess we just transform because they gain 5 energy, but they have to spend 5 energy. Oh yeah, the also the Pride has first strike. That's right. But that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's not that good. Chthonian Nightmare? Or... I guess a Johnny? They're playing around my Spell Pierce really well, by the way. Like, they do not want to cast non-creature spells without having 2 mana open. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't really do anything. Static Prison. Static Prison. Do we care about this? I feel like we don't. We already have an opponent Oculus. Okay, that's crazy amount of static prisons, by the way. That's insane. They basically got every static prisons possible. Kind of insane. So this doesn't matter, right? This abhorrent Oculus is just going to yeah, the Chthonian Nightmare actually might lose me the game. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Another Johnny.
It's not perfect, but we have peace.
They're certainly drawing pretty well. Yeah, they are certainly drawing pretty well here. Okay, that's really good. Another Tamio. I'll just uptick with the Tamio, by the way.
In the right hands, not use your words.
I think we won. Because we have a double fatal push. I mean, it's actually pretty impressive that we landed three abhorrent Oculus and they're still putting up a fight. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna want like Toxic Deluge, -1 bargain. By the way, the Rakshasa's bargain plus an abhorrent Oculus combo was actually kind of sick there. Probably want some like Harbinger as well. I'm gonna cut a Spell Pierce, cut a Tamio with Thoughtseize. Actually, Oko is not very good in this matchup. Should I consider a Veil of Summer? I can see myself having a Snowbaric, maybe a Disruptor Flute, instead of maybe a copy of an Unearth. Or I could go down on the Rakshasa bargain, but I kind of don't want to, since I'm testing the deck currently. Let's go down on Unearth. Double tap land. Would have been actually a pretty sick hand. Tap land start again. Not bad. Yeah, this is really bad. I didn't want to mulligan to 5. Okay, that's really good. Okay, Juggernaut. I may just go Psychic Frog here. We'll grab a swamp island here for Psychic Frog because we already have a swamp here. That's really bad.
Perhaps there are more useful texts.
Okay, Toxic Deluge. We want to top the Toxic Deluge here.
I will protect this library. I am not defenseless.
Attic Prison. Okay.
My research.
Don't want to
is
see that.
ruined.
Okay, very nice. We're gonna exile everything. I'll leave up this Mystic Sanctuary. For future turns. Okay, that really sucks. That really sucks, by the way. Okay. Another Toxic Deluge. So I'm gonna be getting this back. I might actually hold on to this.
Oh, I stayed up too late reading. Again.
Okay. Oh, wait. They messed up. Okay, that's might be over. This is why Alliance Hearse is not very good against Oculus. Like, it's okay, it's not that great. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is over. Alright, GG's. Loris again. I'm gonna keep it. If this is energy, kinda good. If it's not, kinda bad. Interesting. Deathray Shaman. They started with the swamp, by the way. With the polluted delta? Is this not a blue-black deck? Question mark? Whoa. That's cool. No. They're looking at their graveyard. Okay, we gotta find something pretty nice here. Ooh, that is really good. I had to preemptively fetch because of that right shaman. That's kind of annoying, right? They might still take away the bargain though. Now you leave yourself open. Okay, so we can protect the Psychic Frog with the mana drain. Let's do that. Oh, that is sweet. I could technically play both of these right now. That's insane. Surely they ran out of, you know, removal spell? They wasted a bolt. Oh yeah, this is over. That's insane. Little do they know, we have another abhorrent Oculus coming right up. I mean, great draw, by the way. The Deathray Shaman duo kind of does hurt. We'll see though. I don't think I can play this, right? Okay, so if they want to use Deathray Shaman, well, they have to, you know, use it on their own graveyard. Are they going to block? Okay, well, we are very close to dying. We are very, very close to dying. Let's hope that that doesn't happen. Ooh, another Unholy Heat. However, they do have to kill the Psychic Frog as well, though. Now they're going to sacrifice Aloris. Okay. Another land. I can force a chump block on the Deathray Shaman, but then I die next turn. I go to 8. I take... Then 6. Then I die to this. No. Yeah, I don't really see a way out unless I can, like, top deck something insane. I don't even know. What can I even top deck here? The triple Deathray Shaman just got me, man. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Alright, GG's. That was a good game. That was a good first game. The triple Deathray Shaman really got me. Do I want Toxic Deluge? Maybe. Stern Scolding seems insane too. The Spell Snare was absolutely useless. Veil of Summer is really good. Harbinger? They seem like they fetch, like, basics a lot. Probably play a Ghost Vacuum. I want to get rid of all the Thoughtseizes. Probably. Tabule minus. They drew well. They drew well. The double Unholy Heat there was pretty clutch. Minus Rakshasa and Unearth. Let's go. Okay. I feel like against their deck, the Unearth, the mana drain doesn't really do too well. Oh. Okay, so that's kind of hot. Draw into a land. That's pretty cool. Oh my god. Okay. You know, Oculus doing Oculus things. And they always have just multiple unholy heats, huh? Multiple of them. Shaman. Into Bolt there. Fort. Do we get a Ghost Vacuum? I think I'm just going to crack the Stone of Eric here. So we grab back Unearth. Crack the Stone of Eric. Get back Oculus. Okay. We have yet to see a single copy of Fatal Potion, all 2 games here. It's a good hand, but we might get, like, very unlucky with that other hand. My opponent has had this start every single game too. Which is a bit of a shocker. Seems like an Orcish Bowmaster. Come on, land on top. No way. Okay, we lost. No way. That's a shame. Right, that's a shame. I mulligan too. I mulligan too. That's a little bit unfortunate, I would say. That's a bit unfortunate. So there's a... I think Questing Druid is overall going to do more damage. I have to get rid of it. I mean, this is just... What a tragedy. We're just gonna lose to a single creature. How can I be so unlucky? Unlucky. I feel like countering doesn't do anything. Like, us playing the breeding pool might lose us more life in total. I think we just hopefully, okay, maybe we're just dead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. I mean, unfortunate. Not much to say there. Giganta.
I've read nearly the entire library.
Hopefully we get a untapped land here. Thoughtseize is not bad. Really not taking the fatal push there. A Jund. Okay. Blood Moon might come out. I guess I do kind of have to like... Hopefully we get a land. Okay, we got a land. Not quite the land that we were looking for though. It's either a Brainstorm or... Let's see, 4 cards. I might actually take the Oculus there. And I'll pass with the Spell Snare up. Jund doesn't like that many like 2-mana cards. Okay, that is fantastic. So we do want to leave up creatures. If that actually hit another Oculus there, we actually might have won. Okay, fantastic. Because the funny thing is, this deck plays Blood Moon and Bolt. How do you kill an Oculus when you can't even like proc the, you know, Revolt without the fetch land? So fetch island and a swamp. Do I want to like fight off against I can maybe see myself playing a Harbinger. Like maybe. Oko is great against that deck. Pierce is okay. I think the Bowmaster kind of sucks, probably. Maybe a copy of an Unearth and a Rakshasa. Actually, Snare kind of sucks against them. Okay, short. Why is the sound bugged? Sound is definitely bugged, it seems. Like slightly. So they play Blood Moon. I guess I shouldn't have played that Polluted Delta then. You know what? Let's hide the Unearth. They might actually take away the Psychic Frog here. Classic. Ooh, okay. How is this possible that we're... What? I mean, okay. We're playing against a mirror. Kind of. The matchmaking, man. I haven't seen... Mind you, I haven't seen an Oculus in maybe 2 months. And the day we play it, we play against an Oculus mirror. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think I still play Psychic Frog. My opponent's pretty far away from casting the Oculus, so... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Reanimate. I wanted to cast the Rakshasa's Bargain here, but wasn't able to. A Fatal Push. I mean, I can just play it here. 3 cards in the yard. Just kill it. Okay, now we have a Drain and a Bargain. They're still pretty far away from casting that. So I... Well, they're gonna take away the mana drain anyway, so this is probably not that bad. And we'll just cast a Bargain here. Oculus and Oko. Okoko. It's kind of crazy that we are playing a very similar deck here. Like, it's so insane that we queued up against a similar deck like this. We want a copy of Veil of Summer, get rid of a Spell Pierce. Thoughtseize was actually not that bad. We do want a Ghost Vacuum. These kind of matchups do kind of go out of control, so maybe I do kind of want a Toxic Deluge. I'm not sure about the spell snares. They did have an Orcish Bowmaster, but I mean they must play a counter spell, right? I'll cut a Tamio. They actually didn't see my Oko, by the way. I'll cut Unearth and Bargain. Okay. Not bad. So we definitely want to fetch potentially a swamp with this. And the reason is they might bring a Harbinger. Okay, so I'm gonna get Grief next turn or potentially Thoughtseize maybe. Wait, how is this like such a similar deck? How is it possible? Oculus? Here's the deal. I'm gonna run out the Psychic Frog. And if they counter, I'll unearth my card. Okay, unfortunate they had a Cling to Dust there. I assume they're gonna take away the Oko here. Yep, there it is. Okay, I think I am just going to play my Psychic Frog into Ghost Vacuum. I'll take away their Grief, probably. I wanted to do it, like, before their turn because they have Oculus. They have exactly 6 cards in the art. I'm gonna let this stick. Most likely gonna be like a Fatal Push, maybe. Okay, so they went ahead with cracking that. Maybe a Fatal Push coming out. Okay, so they went with the Rakshasa's Bargain. It's crazy how similar our deck looks like. So they did have a Fatal Push. Sure.
Ugh, I stayed up too late reading.
We got an Unearth.
Again.
How did my Oculus get exiled? I can unearth my Psychic Frog yet again. I'll maybe hide Mana Drain. I don't think I'm gonna be casting Toxic Deluge next turn.
I'd love to hear stories from your. I am not defenseless.
Okay. The Oculus is gonna come out? Really? Maybe I should have, maybe I made a mistake by putting the Toxic Deluge on the second to top. Because opponent knows that I have a Toxic Deluge, right? So I thought they weren't gonna cast Oculus, but they might have actually gotten a mana drain here. Is a bit unfortunate if they do. Okay, so they did actually have a Grief. So it's still an option for me to, you know, brainstorm into Toxic Deluge. Wow, that's crazy. But they didn't even have a mana drain. They just decided to Oculus. Okay, so we need an untapped land here, obviously. Perfect. But now we save the Ghost Vacuum for
Before you act.
opponent's Reanimate. Boom. We can unearth another Psychic Frog if we wanted to, but I think we just uptick twice and win the game.
I am not defenseless.
I guess they could have a Bowmaster though. That would be a shame. Okay, fine. They could have a Bowmaster, so...
Exceptional story.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so... It was actually not that bad. It was definitely not that bad. The Oculus took over the game many times, which is really the whole reason why we're even playing this deck. And this is the first time I'm actually playing the Unearth instead of Reanimate, because the last time I played something like a Sultai Oculus, I played with, you know, 2 copies of Belmerg, which you could also reanimate, and I also had something like Grief as well. This time around, we don't have any of that, and instead, we're playing the Bargain, which means we get to save some life and play Unearth instead, since now every creature that we have does get Unearthed, which is really good. And speaking of Bargain, this was actually fantastic in the deck. Great mana dump for the mana drain, and it was actually really good with Oculus as well. Both the Oculus plus the Unearthed, right? Yeah, little bit of a different build to the usual like blue-black tempo deck. This one is very aggressive just because of Oculus being able to close out the game very fast. But that does mean that our deck is a little bit weak to like combo decks and whatnot. That means we're gonna have to rely on Thoughtseize a lot. So maybe we want to have another copy of Thoughtseize. So maybe instead of a Veil of Summer, we'll have another copy of a Thoughtseize. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. It was kind of a surprise that we actually ran into a very similar deck at the end. That was definitely outside of my expectation, but you know how it is with Thomas matchmaking. The matchmaker is definitely onto something whenever I play a random deck. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.